Bam! Just like that. Happy Thursday night, the 4th of March 2021. Welcome to all of you, Shimei. Welcome to you, sweetheart. I hope that you and your ma are doing well and surviving and thriving on the main streets of Lawrenceville, New Jersey. And a special happy Thursday to you. Let me go ahead and do a little adjustments on here. Once again, at the 5 minute mark, you will likely see the you'll experience some buffering. Just hit the refresh button. Ronnie, how are you? We got Dalai Lamas. What's up, Bronson? Haven't seen you in a hot minute. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Skylara. There's the chef, the insane chef. Make very sure to sub up his channel. This guy, in my opinion, should be on the Food Network or something like that. I think The Lady in Black by Uriah Heep is a cool song, right? Find me a gal that doesn't look good in black, right? And it is Thursday night. I've been piling up the work hours, guys. I'm lucky I even had time to get out that video on refurbishing the deck lights, and I hope you take a little bit of time to check that out. I converted that system. LEDs at the time that I put that in 2011, 2012 were prohibitively expensive. Now it's just 10 bucks a pop for those bulbs, but at 60 bucks it took a lot to get that converted over, to get that squared away. But it looks real nice outside, and it's nice and safer. Quirky girl, how you doing? Hello, Gypsy. Good evening, Cheryl. Good to see you tonight. Well, thank you, Glitter. Good to see you too. Thank you, Hector Gonzalez. And remember, when we come up to the 5 minute mark, don't ask me why, but Streamlabs likes to crap out and you'll see some buffering. Just refresh your connection. I don't know what it is. They keep trying to encourage me to hit the latest update for the latest software iteration update for Streamlabs, but I'm just afraid to hit it. Every time I do an update, they just seem to go backwards. So, you know, little senorita tonight, huh? Yeah, I actually went into work in this get up tonight. So, love the flower. They love the flower at work. Hello, Tammy. How you doing? Good to see you. I hope everybody's having a good night. I don't have a lot to talk about now, but I'll tell you, it's getting to that time of the year. We're into March. And I'm starting to pull for some sunshine, right? I mean, we're going to have a little bit of funky weather coming up, but I'm feeling a little pasty. Right? I'm feeling like a little vitamin D deprived here recently. So I'm kind of yearning to hit the beach. How you doing, cute kitty? Well, thank you, Tammy. You always look beautiful, honey. So I don't have anything in particular. It is an open chat tonight. I don't have any particular topic. I've been working my ass off trying to make a serious dent into building up a little bit of a bankroll, which I'm happy to do. I also have to think about doing taxes. I got to get Bobby's taxes done and get them squared away and all that. Because Google mods are at work. If your message gets deleted, it's a good chance it wasn't us unless you're a jerk. And then it was. Hello, Joey D. I haven't had a chance to check out as I was going live. I saw you sent me a link from Hemmings Motor News. Be advised, if you are running chats or chat streams, you're going to see this is a fact of life, I think, going forward more and more, that YouTube is going to take over some of the, tonight you can say hood rat, exactly. YouTube's going to be taking on more and more moderation of chats, and we've seen that recently. I've experimented and I've gone into a few chats, and I've noticed that Google is definitely removing more comments. One of their goals for 2021, if you read the letter of 2020 from the chief executive, Susan Wojcicki of YouTube, she said one of their big goals was to take more control of chats, and they evidently seem to be doing that. Yeah, I've got taxes. I can't stand that stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed making my muffins this morning. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So now I've got muffins for breakfast going forward, and that's good. I cranked out about a dozen of them. I can't remember who sent me the Morrison's cornbread kit. It was a Christmas gift, and it was about time. About time that I got to that. So I appreciated that. It's very tasty cornbread mix. Very easy to make, which is great if you need a fast starter. Next time, I think I would be apt to make it in a skillet. And I have a lot of videos of me doing skillet cornbread over the years on the two channels, the Rosie Murphy channel and this channel. And I think it's a great way to get that pan good and sizzling, put a little bit of oil in the bottom, and then pour in that batter and then roll it into a hot oven. Man, you got something really tasty in there. Let's see, Google Mods must need translation because it seems some people just say hello and it gets, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I could write a book. I could write a book on YouTube screw ups. Okay. I mean, I'm always victimized every March 1st. Whereupon I get that demonetized till they get that stuff squared away. But I'm so used to it. It's almost like when the rainy season comes, I'm used to it. And I took that opportunity to amp up my work hours. So I'm happy to do that. Your muffins are yummy. Quirky Girl says corn is not a veg, it's a grain. Yeah, I guess it is a grain if you think about it. Hello, Priscilla. I don't know. I just think it. I just think it's really tasty, and it's cornbread is a real Southern tradition, and a lot of people up north enjoy it too. There's a lot of ways to make it. Uh, I know when I was growing up, they throw a can of cream corn in there too, and that made it much more tender, and it was very, 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 very tasty. So as far as what I think if you've been on the platform as I've been gone into my 8th year in YouTube, you become very sensitive to this time of year. Usually by getting ready to roll into the second quarter of the year, April, May, June, it seems to be the time that YouTube goes from testing things in beta format or giving it a whirl to see if it works to putting it into final format to be put onto the channels and things like that. Terminal sunburn, where in the world is poison ivy? I don't know what the hell that means. Hi, Scottish. The mods probably got the blame for earlier AI drones deleting people. You heard of wild onions called ramps? I have not. Good evening, Sean. Nice to see you tonight. Ramp sounds like it would be some type of British term. Maybe Sean knows that. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. I think tomorrow night I'm just gonna go out. We're gonna do some chooching, and I'm just gonna get my drinking. I'm gonna get my drink on tomorrow night. I'm gonna get my drink on. I think we'll do a van driveway drinking. I think that'll be a lot of fun tomorrow night. I gotta finish drinking this damn True seltzer water, which I'm not really a big fan of. I might have one of them. The Google mods are on overtime. I have many comments deleted in other streams for nothing. Sean, I believe it's moved. Hey, Miss Fixit Elaine, hi. I believe it's moving from the beta testing to some type of final format, and I hope that they're going to be doing a little bit better on that because I've seen as some people have mentioned, like Sean, getting comments deleted for nothing. So I hope it's not going to just trash the chats, basically. So they call flashlights torches in England. Yes, they do. Just got back to the farm, so my connection sucks out here. Get back to work, man. You're going to find Chef's got a big ass property. It's going to be a time consumer, man. I can tell you, because this place here keeps me, there's always something to be fixed up on this rancho, always something to be done, and it's just a constant battle with maintenance. So good for you for being home. When are you going? Where are you going to do the live tomorrow? Where would you guys like me to do to get out there on I don't know what the weather will be like. My preference would be to do maybe a walk around town tomorrow night, get something to eat, and then come back and do some drinking. We have a lot of fun when when Rosie gets a few seltzers in her, things get a little wild down there. So I'm doing good, Robbie Terry. How are you doing? Back in black. I want my baby back. What's up, Jay Holly? How you doing? Bert from Sesame Street collected bottle caps. Yeah. At least it showed me, even though not wrenched, but the comment had been deleted. Oh, wow, you got back to a busted water heater. That sucks. That sucks. You know? And here I am worried. If you like that Coddingtown, huh? Should we do a shoot? You can't really go into Coddingtown. They're really tight about cameras in there, but you can walk around the outside of that. Yeah, let my hair down. Hang. Let my hair down. I enjoy those kind of streams. And I have cut down my smoking dramatically, and I have cut down my drinking dramatically, and that's a good thing. I'm in a good position. I think when you get a little bit older, the appeal of drink, it's a little hard to recover from a wild night. It's not, man. 10 years ago, when I was hanging out with the boss and Janet, man, I could ram through a half a fifth and beers and be all torqued up. MJ, I had a comment deleted yesterday that had the S word in it. Uh-oh. MJ. Robbie's been woodworking all day. Largest recorded earthquake ever today. Was that the one in New Zealand? Hey, Elmer. I can tell you, yeah, my voice is feeling good tonight. I haven't had any cream in coffee or anything. That's really the thing that gums me up is dairy products. And when I get too cream and too Splenda, that cream just tears me up. Same thing. Hey, Rio Bird, how are you? Hello, Philip. And we've got the Elmer. There's how our friend Madowix is in New Zealand. Maybe Madowix will check in. We had like an 8.0. I don't know if it was the biggest earthquake, but you have the Kwantung earthquakes in China that, what killed a million people. I mean, there's some crazy shit that happens over there when you just have crappy stone on stone construction and an earthquake comes in. S word, SpaghettiOs. I'm not sure Scottish, but I do know, I can tell you this. Thank you, Revlo. Good to see you, my friend. Mwah! Revlo, I love Revlo. I can tell you this. YouTube, from what I've determined in some of the back and forth that I had, and I don't pry into stuff, but I'll sometimes, if I have something I want to discuss with YouTube, I'll pop in a little zinger question for them. Maybe they answer it, maybe they don't. And one of my questions was just something very generic. Are chats and chat rooms being addressed more fully in 2021? And he said that is definitely on the game plan. His word was game plan for 2021. And I do believe that they're going to start rating chats now. That means they're going to, I don't know, you can imagine these software engineers sitting around, and I don't know how in the hell they do it. But they start looking at these chats and they start to, like you do when you're running a chat or a channel, you have certain words that you put in a block list. Okay, well, I believe that they do the same thing. And I also believe that I believe that they're going to start, and this, don't hold me to it, but my sense is that the first wave of YouTube gone on this massive cleanup starting in 2018 when Ford, McDonald's, etc. walked away from the channel and then advertisers strike and scared the hell out of YouTube. They went on this rampage, and what they specifically went after was number one, content creators, people like me. Okay, and said, hey, clean up your act, get stuff all squared away, which I was happy, painful, but happy to do. I think they've completed that cycle now in there. And now I think they're going to turn their attention to part two. This is just speculation on my part. Speculation on part two is going to be about live streams and things like that. Because as many of you know, oh, thank you, Ashley. Good to see you. As many of you know, um, there's rarely streams that get removed, okay, and things like that. You can get removed for if you're excessively playing music within a stream. Usually it'll shoot up a little warning thing on their warning. YouTube has detected that you're using copyrighted music. Please moderate your, or stop doing this. I've had that happen a couple times, but generally you don't get a strike if you're not monetized. It just, you're not making the money, the artist is making it, right? But I can sort of sense that now they're going to start going through, and I think they're starting to put the focus now a little more on dealing with side chats and things like that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I just get that sense from the feedback I've been getting for the last 5 days that the whip is coming down. Yeah, I'm dressed up. Do not worry. Dressed up for date night tonight. Hello, Sandra. How are you doing? Anybody else get that feeling? Because I'm very sensitive to that Petaluma. Yeah, you know what? I love, yeah, the Broadway tunes are safe. Yeah, I love Petaluma chooches. Let's go to Petaluma tomorrow. Let's, um, let's grab a small pink pizza like we had before. And then let's do a bit of a chooch before, pick up the pizza, head up the road, grab some decent beer. I can't do this Truly stuff, okay? I can't do this seltzer stuff. It doesn't. And let's do a van hangout and hang out a little bit and chill out. Rio is the name of my green wing macaw. Isn't that nice? Hey, Jennifer, and thank you, sweetie. J.G. Wentworth commercial gets banned. That's classic. If you could do the do on your knees just now, call J.G. Wentworth. No. Quirky girls. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Well, quirky girl, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but they are. They've got you under the fine microscope. Hello, Brian. Is that an antique cabinet behind you with the plants on it? This is the greatest stereo console ever manufactured in the United States. Okay, of which there's been many. Sears Silvertone, Zenith consoles. There's been Magnavox consoles, right? Curtis Mathis consoles, and on and on and on. This Motorola is great for several reasons. Number one, it has 3 channels. It has a left channel, it has a center channel, and it has a right channel, okay? Typical left channel, typical right channel, but they have a dedicated channel just for bass in the middle, right here. Big whomping 16-inch woofer in there that it would literally shatter the glass in here, okay? Number two, it's built by Motorola, so the quality is superb for the electronics. And number three, Motorola did something very, very smart in the early 1960s. They said, you know what, we build great radios, but we don't really know jack shit about building fine furniture. And we have this Danish modern trend, this Mad Men trend that's occurring right now. And why don't we just go find a furniture manufacturer to build our cabinet for us? They'll do a great job, and if we get a marquee name, it'll be a selling point. This is built by Drexel of North Carolina, which at one time was considered the finest, I would say mass produced, but in a quality way, furniture company out of High Point, North Carolina. And it worked beautifully. And it makes a hell of an impressive unit. So usually Christmas time, I get it rolling with some Christmas music. I still have to fix the tuner on it. I had a drinking mishap on Christmas Eve and fried the unit. Let it go. How are you? Yeah, Petaluma is where I saw the man that was behind the 7-Eleven trying to pry a door open there. And I said, "What are you doing?" Let's face it, I like to catch people doing bad shit out there. I do that so that the cops don't have to, right? So you don't have to pick up the phone and call 911. Well, that guy turned around and he started really coming after me, right? I mean, yeah, crazy, all about the bass. We like the cars that go boom. We're Tina and Bunny, and we like the boom. My mom had something like that as a turn. Yes, there's a turntable on this side over here, and it has the AM, FM, and can run an auxiliary. You can run your MP3, your phone into it, and input it, and use the amplifier. So, good day, Joseph Kane. I look like a Spanish. Put the blame on me, boys. Put the blame on me. Thank you, Joseph Kane. Always an honor to see you. Weapon Rod is a beauty piece of. It is a beautiful piece of furniture. Well, thank you, Lulu. I've been trying to lift my game a little bit the last few days. MJ says I remember playing Engelbert Humperdinck on her console endlessly. You are very lucky, MJ. All right, just think, you might have gone through life without having experienced that. What happened on Christmas Eve? There was a candle that I had on top, and it was like a snow globe, and I was drinking, and I went to turn off the unscrew the bulb, and I knocked the damn thing over, and it shattered into the tuner bay, and I haven't been able to pick up any, anything on it since. I haven't really put a ton of time into it, but operator error. What did he do when I started coming after you? I kind of feel out the situation, whether I'm in immediate danger. When the guy was in attack mode in Petaluma, am I going to have to sustain a blow on my body or something like that? So he kind of started insulting me and going at me and things. Then weirdly, when I came back an hour later, he was all kind of making nice, which was weird. So we used to have to put a penny on the needle so the 45 wouldn't skip. Yeah, she said, cool. It pops. Let it go. That's it. Garbage man. Boom, boom. So that was a tuner fish. So I've got to get back to that. That might be the next project, to pull that tuner. I don't want to pull the tuner amp. It's a hell of a pain in the ass to get that all out of the back of that. But the thing needs some love and attention for sure back there. You can see that the back of it is off. I diddle around with it. Engelbert has a YouTube channel and goes live. Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was, Weapon, that night. I really put down some beers. We'd had a great Christmas Eve hangout, and then BAM! Just like that. That joy juice was going all down into the unit. I'm like, oh man, right? Oh no. Altamont, when the Hells Angels lost it on the brown acid at the Stones concert. What's up, Marie? How you doing? So that's the sad story of that. Okay, a lot of people put coins on needles, cartridges, and things to get them to stop humping around on the thing. I need love and attention too. You don't think I do? Hey, Ilva, you don't think I need a little bit, huh? Spring is coming. I'm gonna be going crazy here, right? Being asexual being for 2021. Was Chris here? Jesus, I can't even remember when Chris left. After Christmas and before New Year's, so he had been at. The hell did he go? I think he went directly to Lisa Lynn's and was up there for the better part of a month and a half. So, and then we know all the shenanigans came down. I'm happy, Ashley. It's March. My mood starts to go up. My juices start to flow a little bit in March, and February is never really a good month for me. I just got to say it. Hi, Linda. Was a needle a commercial grade diamond? Some of them had like a diamond stylus in them, very fine. Yeah. Looking sexy and beautiful. Well, thank you, Katie. I am single and ready to mingle. I saw the Rolling Stones in concert. Gwen Stefani opened for him. Well, okay, Joey Dude's recovered. What happened to the big RV you had, or was it a camper bus? I had both. In July of, I guess it was maybe July or August of 2015, after hanging out on Drury's RV Hangouts, determined to get an RV because I liked the idea. I never had a lot of interest in boating, but an RV I thought was pretty cool. And a guy over in Stockton had a classic 1974 GMC motorhome for sale. So, I called the guy, I ascertained if it was for sale, I grabbed some cash, and Missy Jen and I headed out to Stockton. We liked it. It had some issues. You can see the whole video playlist of buying the Rolling Rancho, I called it at that time. The guy we bought it from looked like Jerry Garcia, strangely enough, and got it home, rebuilt it, got offered a good price for it, decided to take that, and then I turned around and bought a 1988 Coachman camper van, little rascal that was 1 year older make and model than the one Elvis Travels has. And I did quite a restoration job on that too, and got offered a great price on that, and I sold it. Both of those were just a little too much for me, and I really decided that now that a conversion van really fits me a little bit. Yeah, You think you're horny? Come on. Really? Hey, Pennywise, how you doing, you handsome devil? You're single. Hard to believe. Well, I haven't been single long. Playing with matches was a rite of passage. Yes, it was. I almost burned up a woods in Baltimore screwing around with matches, but that's a different story. Do not worry. Okay? Do not worry. So, yeah, the 74 GMC, it was way too big for this neighborhood. I dreaded every time that I had to take it off of the property, because look at how tight it is to get into this damn property. I'm on this busy as hell city street with parking allowed on both sides of it, density of population like you can't believe. We might as well be in Manhattan here. And when you have somebody parking tight to the driveway on both sides, there's no way I can get enough swing to turn in without taking out some vehicle, right? So that turkey had to go, and I'm not going to pay to sit it on some storage lot and go over there and take it out, okay? And the Coachman was just too gas thirsty, okay? It's almost 9,000 pound vehicle, and it's just filling up 50 gallons, 25 and 15, 40 gallons of gas at a clip it's a lot to take on. So I didn't need it, so I got rid of it. So I want a sailboat, easier to boondock. Boats are just money pits, man. Boats are money pits, money pits, money pits. Good to be single yeah, it is good to be single and reset. Nothing wrong with tight. To a place I need to be. Yeah, we grew up. Our family had some crappy houseboat that was just a nightmare. It was always breaking down. The generator was. I mean, it got so bad one time. The generator overheated and it blew a head gasket early on in the 1976 or something like that. I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere, and what are you going to do? You can't just pull in. So we grabbed some pie plates, the aluminum pie plates. We cut out gaskets out of the aluminum pie plates, and it worked beautiful. It's unbelievable. Vern, how you doing? Your lights in your back garden. Thank you, Vern. I did put up that video. If you guys haven't checked it out, I hope you do. One of the things that always concerned me, and I'm ashamed that when Missy Jen was here, I never visited that issue, was the issue of safety on the steps and things like that. Reason being is Missy Jen never really ventured out outside in the dark, so that was okay. But restoring that lighting out there and getting that control unit with the transformer and then upgrading those bulbs to LEDs, yeah, that was a good thing. That's a good thing. So, the bulbs were $10 a pop, but they're going to last forever, which is great. Rick Williams says a vehicle that old would probably have a yearly tune-up to put on new wires. Play they were they're a pain in the ass. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm not 25 years old. I like to be a motorhead. Yeah, at that time I did. 15 years old. I had a 1951 Chrysler Crown Victoria. Okay, with the early Hemi head engine. The thing was a beast. I almost killed myself in it. Okay. You need to visit New York. I love New York. Uh, uh, New York City's cool, but outside of New York City is also phenomenal. The beauty of New York State is, yeah, pretty amazing up there. Pretty damn amazing. Well, thank you, Ashley. And ladies, just write me. I can make it like new at gmail.com. Send those pics. Right? Like to live in a working lighthouse. How would you like to climb up the steps all the time? Hey, Callie, how you doing? Yep, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Exactly. It's good to see Joe Kane in the chat tonight. One of my favorite Aussies down there. Always good to see you, Joe. I hope that your family is doing well. Lots of room in the engine bay. Climb right up to work on the engine. You can have it. 10 years of that boat, and the day that that turkey got sold off was the greatest day in my life. Okay. Yeah, and I said to myself, I will never have a boat. I'll go bouncing around on one of your boats. Bing, bing, bing. Take me down to Lake Havasu. Romp around topless on the foredeck. Fine. But I'm not going to have my own boat. Guaranteed. Okay. I've seen between slip charges and having to be pulled out with marine lifts and having to be put on the dry and all that kind of stuff. Money, money, money. Saltwater environment just eats up the hell out of equipment. It's tough on it. And shit's always breaking down. Okay. When's the last time you went to New York? 2019. Summer of 2019. I had the joy of visiting a wonderful friend, Bella Rose, beautiful gal in Buffalo, New York, who did a great job taking us around. I went to Niagara Falls. You can see my gateway video is Beneath the Falls. It's probably in my YouTube career, I think, the greatest single video that I've put out. And I'm happy to use that as the gateway video. One of the greatest visual experiences of my life. Yeah, Niagara Falls. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The town of Niagara Falls is crap, but, we came in on the Canadian side, which was pristine, just beautifully maintained and everything. So, yeah, the wind's catamaran. I just can't, Joey D said New York City down, upstate thumbs up. Joe, they might not let you into the chat again. I'm just saying. Thank you, Ashley. Well, thank you, Toodles. Thank you very much. Double Shot, how you doing? Double Shot makes nice comments and things. I really like Double Shot. Good to see you. I really thank you, Star. That is really, I think, I was so lucky to catch some of the images that I did on that were, because I chose to focus on the people and their reaction to the falls, which I thought was really the way to do that. So, yeah, you gonna let your toenails grow out? What are you gonna do, quirky girl? Hang from trees upside down, or what are you gonna do? How you doing, McDave? Late supper tonight: roast and taters, ice cold ultra. Well, ooh, you triggered me with that ultra. You got an extra one for me? Well, thank you, Amelia. Good to see you. Yeah, your toenails would make a good back scratcher. Yeah, this is the living room. This is only 1,000 square foot place here. It's a small place, and I'm kind of grateful for that. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass in the kitchen, but I like that. Now, what I do have is a shitload of land here, and I do have two other buildings on the property that kind of compensates for that. So I like that. I like that. I'm in upstate New York near the Adirondacks. Nice. I've been all the way up to Plattsburgh, Oswald Chasm. I've been to Saratoga. I've been to Hyde Park. I love the whole, all the way up 81. You know, it's just stunning through there. It's just beautiful. I love that. Thank you, Let It Go. You're so damn cute. Robbie's like, you know I do, Rosie. You know I do. Well, I didn't even know you had a black widow bite there. Me or you, Joe Kane? I know Australia has some wicked variety of black widow. That's wow. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, McDade. There are two bedrooms here. There's a front bedroom. It was called a California four room. It would have two bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen. But I've built a den. I have a den area here, and I have a nice hallway. I put a closet into. I built up a wall here and put a walk-in closet there too. So I do dream about expanding the back out and having a big master bedroom and bath there with big glass walls along the back of the property. I think that would be pretty cool, and taking the kitchen out almost all the way to the shine shack. But I'd have to kind of give up my deck, and I'm not real happy about that. Hi, Andrew Scott. How are you? Plus, money, 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 money. Hey, dream catcher. You know, hey, Sheila, they tell me that shit costs money to do that kind of stuff. And this is the exact, Ola, Ron, this is the exact wrong time to be hiring contractors to do any construction or building, because they're feasting. They'll be feasting. Well, I got some significant issues with the markets and things right now. I mean, I'm getting really red flashers, but I don't want to go into that. But I'm just saying, everybody that can swing a hammer is working in the construction trade now. Okay. Not the best time to get your best pricing on materials, labor, and all that. Sharon says that Niagara Falls stream with the music is my very favorite. Love you with the red rain hood and that great smile. Well, thank you, sweetie. The other one that I direct your attention to is A Night in Tijuana, which was videoed at great risk to me. Tijuana is in Mexico, which is a foreign country. It may not feel foreign because you basically ride down to San Ysidro, you park your car, and you walk across the border. But it's a different country. And they've had a lot of violence on the streets of Tijuana, right? A lot of violence, yeah. And there was a very heavy police presence. And to have the guts, thank God I have the live stream training, to walk down that street and keep that camera on a selfie stick like this, going down that street, you know, when those girls know that, you know, you're filming, and then, you know, because I wanted to give the full experience of that, and then ended at the church of the Cathedral of Tijuana there for the juxtaposition of the reverend and the irreverent there in the streets of Tijuana. But check that one out too. It's called A Night in Tijuana, a cinematic experience. I think I have that set to Jar of Hearts by Christine Perry. So, Draft Horse Diva, nice to see you tonight. Hi, Doris. How are you doing? Was I scared? Yeah, because I had a couple bad encounters with the police outside of the Chicago club. We went into this, I don't want to call it a strip club because it was, let me grab a drink and tell you about this place. It was the Hong Kong club, actually. We got to drink these things. Yeah, Joe Kane, it sounds painful. I hope you're doing better, my friend. Terrible. Australia has some terrible venomous everything down there. It's terrible. Yeah, I did some exercises. They help my pinched nerve. All right. Now we walk over there. You know, we're there, and you know, of course, Elvis wants to hit the. You know, I'm not going to go deep into what he's searching for, but I'm trying to get cinematic footage of you know, the night there. I want to put a whole story together, right? And the cops on the street, you know, when they would see me kind of doing that, you know, one of them, little guy came running, no, and he pushes his hand on my camera and pushes it right into my boob really hard. Well, let me tell you, that was the end of my, you know, it was pretty much the end of my filming night at that particular street over there. So they don't want, you know, the girls don't want people knowing that they're working down there. And let me tell you, there were some beautiful girls. But I'll tell you, we went into this club and they have a couple. I mean, they try to be classy, you know. They try to be. I'm very unpinched tonight. They try to. Yeah, it's called Beneath the Roaring Falls. It's the Gateway video. They try to kind of be what they think would be New York classy down there. In other words, they'll have their big Cadillac Escalade parked outside with Chicago Club on the back. And if you're a big hitter, meaning you're somebody that's willing to drop 1,000 US at one of these clubs, hell, man, they'll give you they'll take that limousine. They will have a police escort by Metro Police in Tijuana. Nice cars, by the way. They will escort that damn Hong Kong club or that Chicago club Escalade, Cadillac Escalade, right to the damn border, with one cop in front and one behind, and beeping the horns to get the hell off the road, right? Business, money to be made, man. And they will pick you up right at that border crossing. All you have to do is just call them on the phone from the other side. Yeah, you get a little bit of cell service when you come through, right? They will pick you up and they will take you right back to that club. And then you pay like, I think it was like you had to buy a beer to get in to the club, and it was like one Tecate, which was, I think they charged $7, which was outrageous for Tijuana, but the payoff was on the inside. I don't want to sound chauvinistic. I don't want to sound sexist, right? I want to temper my comments from here on out. Let's hit the bottom line for. I never had so much ass in my face in one. I think the girls were more interested in me than what's his name. But you go inside and there's a guy, you know, he's tuxedo on, sitting outside, and you got to buy your cover drink or when you go in. And man, there's just. I don't know how to describe it. It's probably like Berlin looked like in the 1920s, right? It's just outrageous. It's just a sense a visual overload. Why do I say that? When you walk through the curtain into the club proper, this thing goes back half the length of a football field. I mean, this thing is huge. All right, it's only about 60 feet wide or something. The thing goes back. You walk in that door, there's chicks spinning on rings above you, hanging on with their knees over the ring, and they're coming down, and people are handing them money and stuff. And you go to another area, walking, there's girls in cages. Of course, this was not really appealing to my visiting partner, but for me, it was a-okay. You know, I mean, I just want to just be, you know, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be offensive to anybody in the chat, but in that Hong Kong club, which is supposedly the number one, the Chicago club and the Hong Kong club, they kind of vie with each other. I personally think the Hong Kong club is a little wilder. But guys, if I tell you that there were 200 girls in that club, 200 at least. Okay, and for every one of those girls, and they had the, I couldn't film. It was a travesty. How you doing, Linda? Hose for days, man. Rows of hose there. And they were all nice. And I got to tell you guys, they were the most exquisitely beautiful girls that I ever saw in Mexico. And yeah, I traveled a lot of Mexico. Every border, San Luis, Mexicali, Los Algodones, and Tijuana. I'll tell you, these you really had to be a high stepper to be in that club, and it was just phenomenal. It was just phenomenal to me. Chooches in Paris would be perfect, huh? Windsor has high class strip clubs, but it was funny. Come on with some new friends. But what I found funny in a little bit of a sad way was that they tried so hard to capture that New York or Chicago strip club experience that it almost became almost like a caricature. You know, the tuxedos, the big guys standing around. And also, for every one of those girls in that club, there was a security guard. Yeah, 200 security guys working in there too. And they're humping you into tables and things, and there's girls coming and sitting down, and everyone's get a little squishy on your lap. And we saw guys dropping a grand. Yeah, at the table, $250 bottle service, and just winging the night away. Now, did they have a back room or anything like that? I don't know, but I'm sure whoever owns the club gets a cut or whatever action is coming in. I don't know if it wasn't really you quirky girl because it was, would I take a gal in there? Yeah, because just to the visual experience of it, and it wasn't just all tits in your face and well. Okay, there were, but and a lot of hiney, but it was these girls really they weren't street hoe trash. They tried to be as elegant and as stunning as they could be. I mean, they really took their time on jewelry and makeup and shoes and lingerie. It was cool from a visual experience with all the different lights, and the further in you go, the wild shows, two girls spinning on rings on the ceiling going up and down. It was just crazy. Lap dances are always better if the stripper's crying. I don't know. Teresa, this is in Tijuana, right across the border. You walk across the border into Mexico and you come out, you got to run the gauntlet of hawkers and taxi cab drivers and stuff like that. And I judge things to be pretty damn safe these days over there because the police presence is so friggin' heavy on the streets now. But you walk down, I would say, a quarter of a mile and you get to the Centro, the Avenida de Revolucion, the Revolution Avenue down there, and then the next street behind that is all the strip clubs and things like that. So, look at Dead Beaver. They can make a lot. They do. There's a stripper on YouTube that shows her daily life. I find it interesting. That's interesting. Maybe I should do that. You can't tell me she's monetized. I'll tell you that. I'm going to put the poll back in. Shut up, Rosie. You can hear Bobby saying that. I haven't been to TJ in 35 years. There was a 20-year period I didn't even go to TJ. I went to TJ in 1996. So maybe not quite 20 years because man, we know what the hell. Oh wow, Wayne or Walter Gretzky. Walter Gretzky passed away. It was that I'm not a big. It sounds like a hockey name. I should know. Do you know what was happening 8 years ago in the streets of Tijuana? I mean, there were people being gunned down in droves. And there wasn't any police presence when I went down before. It was fun. You hit the streets and hawkers, you could get 50-cent beer, go into some of the dance clubs and things like that. See, the way you pick up girls in most of the places in Mexico, like San Luis, Mexicali, Los Algodones, etc., they have dance clubs. And the girls are working girls in there, and you pay them, I don't know, 25 pesos for a dance or something, like $4 or something like that for, a buck a dance or something like that. And then you're negotiating with them, and they'll take you home and do what they want to do. Oh, Wayne Gretzky's father, okay. Thank you, Craig says, I love you cooking this morning. I like the muffin tops with nice slathering of butter. They were so good I didn't need to put anything on them. I didn't need to put any. Kipper, how you doing, baby doll? There she is. My girl, half of my girl show from Texas down there. I never picked anyone up in Mexico. It would have been very easy. This is where I had real philosophical agreements with my traveling partners. And maybe because I worked in Asia so long and I spent so much time in the Philippines. And I saw the degradation of women. Yeah, in Asia. Okay, and I saw the commoditization of them, and I saw the usury on them. And a lot of that, I'm sad to say, was by the expats that I worked with and people that would relay stories to me, the Brits, the Americans, the people that worked over there, and it never sat right with me. I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer. Yeah, thank you, Lynn. It does hurt. It's a little tight. They don't stop growing on the hormones. Okay, I'm just saying. But I felt like it's the equivalent if you go fishing, right? And then you pay your money, you go fishing, and a guy jumps down in the water and hooks a salmon on your hook every time that you fish. Okay. Thank you, Christy. There's no sport to that. There's no respect in that. And you can say, well, the girls aren't looking for respect; they're looking for pesos. Okay. But we know how what became of that was the unseemly tourism trade, sex tourism trade that came to dominate places like Thailand, to the extent that back in 2014, 2015, I had a couple people on my channel that I had become friends with a while. Hung out with them when Missy Jen and I vacationed until one night they shared with me their antics of why they'd like to go to the Philippines and Thailand. And yeah, basically, bing, I find that stuff very distasteful. I don't think, I don't think, I don't think it takes it takes somebody that's raised right, I think, to not use finance and money as a lever in love and romance. Okay, I find that very distasteful. Okay, I don't. It just doesn't put things. It puts things in an unequal relationship where the person with the money will let it be continuously known that they have money and you don't, so therefore you better toe the line. And the abuses that I saw when I lived in Hong Kong, where there were 300,000 Philippine maids that were employed, there were astounding. That kind, yeah, it's very dangerous, very dangerous, 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 dangerous work. Okay, but I don't. Um, and that I'm afraid that whole experience. Did you ever notice a lot of that trade that Epstein and the Harvey, all that stuff is born out of something that probably occurred in foreign lands, whether it was islands in the Caribbean or places in Thailand and the Philippines. And I'm afraid a lot of that culture backspread into places like Hollywood. And yeah, I'm glad they cleaned that shit up, that trafficking, and it's still a very major problem. And it's very very heartbreaking to me. Yeah, women are treated horribly in Hong Kong. That's why we had an IE, a helper who was also like a low level nurse. We had a Chinese gal that helped out. There wasn't no way, no how, but I would hear people talking in lunch and telling stories about what they did to their maids and blah blah blah. And I just thought, wow, and you're proud of that, and it's like really, it just rubbed me the wrong way. Hmm. Hey, Nikki. I like relationships that are about equality. I think that they become some of the strongest relationships of all. And I just think, um, I saw a lot of distasteful shit in Mexico. Okay. I mean, I had no desire to meet anybody. I had no desire to hook up with anybody. Well, that would be a lie. I mean, I saw some girls I would love to have hooked up with, but I wasn't going to. But, um, yeah, I don't know. They'll tell you it's great for industry and commerce. So who am I to say, right? Oh, my girlfriend Candace is running a sweatshop down here. Good, 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 good. Send me pictures, okay? Kip and her beautiful gal down there, Candace, your girlfriend, Candace. I always get the name wrong. Probably worse than Saudi Arabia. It's pretty damn bad. It's pretty damn bad, and the women really have no protections because if they only were paid like 300 US dollars a month when I was there, yeah, they get a place to stay, but they're working 6 days a week, and it's kind of heartbreaking. It really is. Yeah, not I mean, I kept trying to. I don't know. I'm not going to go down that road of me and my traveling partner. I've put that stuff behind, but let's just say we had, um, amazing philosophical disagreements about. I looked at it as a visual treat and a way to get some great videos, some great street life of the food and the people and the neon lights and traveling through all these various border towns, and it was great. I didn't feel like I had the pressure to do anything else down there. I'm with you on the sunshine, girl. Let's lay out. Let's get our micro bikinis on and lay out. What's my favorite home cooked meal? Geez, I don't know. I don't know. I guess if I could have ribs like Janet made out of that outdoor cooker, yeah, I would take baby back ribs any day. I think that would be my number one meal. Hey, panic buyer. Yeah, they can be hurt in Mexico if they don't bring in enough money. And yeah, if you try yeah, I lost 17 pounds, Ashley. I mean, um, yeah, um, remanufacturing again, remanufactured. Girls are in a desperate situation. Yeah, it's just, we're going to tear down the garage, so I got to move all my tools and equipment over to our shop barn. We got to get, well, got a big job to do, honey. You got a big job to do. Is the garage on a foundation at all? Is it on a slab? I mean, are you going to rebuild on it, or what are you going to do? Oh, well, thank you, Ivan. I appreciate that. Cheryl says I was last in Tijuana in 75. Yeah, give me my baby back. It doesn't cost, actually it's cheap, Mary, because you're doing less. You're only eating meat and I cut my carbs dangerously close to zero. And after 2 weeks, I was going out of my skull, and I broke down and got a small pizza, which I only ever ate half of it, a little small. You need to have a certain level of carb. Yeah, the human trafficking thing. Biloxi Blues. There you go, Donnie. I find that so repulsive and so very distasteful, that the exploitation and the things that have come to light. And I'm really glad as a society that we're dropping such a hammer on this stuff now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. The saga with your trash collector is funny. I've been fighting that guy for almost 10 years I've been here, okay? So I got a full trash can. I really need to get on that diet because I need to lose about 30. I lost 17 pounds and I feel fantastic. I'm not changing. Thank you, Dreamcatcher. I'm not changing my eating habits back. Okay, I'm not going to be drinking excessive amounts of beer and, just not eating fries. I'm still laying way off the carbs. Lost pounds. That's why I determined to get, yeah, there we go. Donnie says I need to get some doors hung. There we go, man. You need any electrical work done? That's my specialty, is electrical. Yeah, it's on a slab. Candace wants a hen den for her crafts and some outdoor, just a nice place to hang out. Well, at least you got that. You probably frame that up in no time at all. I mean, that would be, have a raising, right? With all that. Thank you, Double Shot. You've seen some of my videos. I've featured myself in some of my one pieces and things like that. So the next travel, I think at this point in time, guys, tomorrow night's going to be my last real party night. I think Saturday, I'm probably heading down to the Boston Giants and into the mouth of the storm. All right, into the vortex, because I'm telling you, I have some experience now laying laminate flooring. We didn't botch up anything in a major way, because we're both pretty quite skilled with tools and with our hands. But we're going into the deep end of the pool with this staircase now. The bottom floor shouldn't be a big issue. But I'm going to predict, guys, there's going to be plenty of screaming on those steps. Because the boss is going to be reminding me, hey, Rosie, you know that stair nosing there? $8 a foot. $8 a linear foot, right? But I'm a pressure player, man. Make the cut. Make the cut. Well, thank you, KD. That's sweet of you. You got some moonshine. You got some moonshine. I appreciate that. Adding some more outlets and outside lights on the barn. Well, there's a good chance I'll be moving through. As long as you've got the breaker box, and we got a few, can convert some to them to double pole breakers or something, we shouldn't have any problem doing that, Kip. Get a good drill with a 3/4 inch pull bit and some cable staples and outlet boxes, and we're good to go, babe. We are good to go. What's up, Coach? How you doing? That way I can finally get my hands on. I mean, I can finally meet Candace. What's up? Don't forget tomorrow night, guys. Coachism's going all out. Boyd Wrestling. Please make sure you subscribe to Coach's channel. Great guy here on YouTube. Never says a bad word about anybody. Coachisms. I consider him a real sweetheart. He's done the Boyd Wrestling for about 5 to 6 months now. I'm guessing maybe a bit longer. And Rosie has definitely been a featured ass kicking. I do want Coach to put me in a micro bikini though out there. Okay, why should Vegas Barbie have all the fun, right? Anyway, be that as it may, he's now got the moderators involved. Some of the chats have a core of moderators, and like I do, I have the same core of girls, and he's putting them in as wrestlers tomorrow night. So you want to check that out. You like that? Yeah. I can be your senorita, Rita. That's it. I don't think Cheryl's probably going to be kind of like an ass kicker. I'm going to put my money on Cheryl or maybe Cyanide Cupcake to roll right through. Yeah, right through to the Cyanide Cupcakes. The kind of person that's just going to throw them right outside the ring before the match begins. How many outfits do I have? Not that many. I don't wear a ton. I'm coming into spring. It'll be a little better. I'm sorry, Ashley. I haven't gone to travel stuff yet, but after I could be 5 to 7 days on this project, this flooring project. I think it's going to take a little longer than we think. There'll be some other things that he wants to get done down there too. And then I will feel like I've really evened up everything he's ever done for me over the years. And yeah, I'm on top. Okay. Then I would like to take off for LA, 5 days in LA. I want to bring some well-researched content. I want to eat some good Korean food down there and bring you some stories. Then I come back. I've got to do taxes. I've got a shitload of stuff I need to do. And hopefully around mid-April, I can take off and start making my way. I will probably beeline across the country first, and then slowly make my way down through the South and do my thing down there, do some visits and things. And then, all across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, make my way across, and then across Texas. And make my way home. So I want to do a big trip, but I want to make sure everything is open. I don't want to. I want to try to use my van as much as I possibly can. So, good night, Quirky. Good night, sweetie. So, will that happen? I don't know. I don't know. Coach, you're very welcome, man. You are a very skilled entertainer for what you do. What will actually happen? Tell me what the pandemic's going to do. All right. Right now, I'm a little negative shaky on shit right now. All right. We've got the we got the stocks and shit that are starting to like the elevator cable's going to be cut again at any moment. Beware. And I'm not convinced that we still got some rough road ahead of us. So everything I do is by ear. Now, if I decide not to travel, then I'm going to. I really want to try to get a place, maybe down in San Diego for a month or two. Okay, I would really at least a month down there. That I could at least spend 1 month on the beach and have a good time in San Diego. Meet some guys, have people like Tara come down and hang out. Other people, guys and gals, if you're in the LA or the San Diego area, yeah, let's party. Let's have a good time. If you want to kick in on a place, let me know. You know, hey Em, how you doing, sweetheart? Little flirty. I'm high. I'm usually quiet. Watch. No, I never get uncomfortable. KD. I don't understand when Biden took place. When Biden numbers are lowered. Yeah, because people worn masks and thing. Now we're starting to see the rise of the push towards behavior that could be adverse for the spread of virus. Okay, so drink a bit of beer. Yeah. Flirty is good. Send me pictures. Okay. It's either that or, you know, or immediately take off to Hawaii. And I'm not going to go to Hawaii unless I can spend a full month on Hawaii. Yeah. And bring you stem to stern, rooter to the tutor, everything that there is at least to see on Oahu there, and have a great time. Let's see, drink a beer. You see my comment, I'll do a video. It's excellent, Kip, and if I'm passing through, I'll be happy to help you do any wiring or anything that I can do. That would be awesome. Hello, Doug. How are you? I love me Kip and Candace. Casey. So one way or another, I'm going to be on a mission for sun this summer. I didn't do jack. I mean, I had some good times at Vegas, but let's face it, man, the pool scene was dicked. Okay, I mean, it was just shit. Okay, there's nothing. I like to be in a pool where it's rocking with, you know, tons of people and woo, topless pools and all that kind of fun and fun in the sun. And last year was just, this is why I want to get myself whipped into super top shape for this season. Yeah, I want to have some fun. So one way or another, whether it's Hawaii, whether it's San Diego, one thing or another, yep, I'm going to be doing it. Oh, Jerry says, Rosie, you look like a doll my mom has with the look and the rose in the hair. That's why they wanted to make the first anatomically correct trans doll, for lack of a better. They didn't exactly use that term. The Rosie doll, right? Cry me a river. Yeah, I will, Cheryl. Fantastic. Waiting to receive my Technics SA200. That's a great ass stereo right there, Doug. I sold mine, but that's a legend. EJ, I'm doing good. Thank you. Come to Oklahoma. I'll treat you like a queen. I can't wait to see Oklahoma. I want to see Oklahoma City, Bartlesville. So many places. Guthrie, there's so many places that I want to see in Oklahoma. I'll give you a fair shake. Right? Little towns, big towns. Oklahoma is a place I'd like to spend a couple weeks just poking around Oklahoma, so to speak. You know. Teach me, I'll try to get Candace. She can show the outlets like Vanna Wade. That would be awesome. You know? You know, it's not, you just have to be careful when you're working with mains and things like that. You just have to be damn careful. Is it warmer, M? The lovely M is here. And M, I did get dialed up for you tonight. I didn't want you to be all about Trisha. Did I? It's gets maybe 62 or 63 with partly cloudy, and it's you know, we'll get our big break, like we'll get a nice warm 80-degree day maybe the third week of March, and then I'll be able to really get some sunshine. Oklahoma, where the winds come sweeping down the plains. What's that? How's that with my gifted with perfect pitch? Okay, that's it. Nikki, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Yeah, could be enticed with pics of Candace. Uh, yeah, it's close to Guthrie. I live in Edmond. Yeah, Edmond's a big college town, isn't it? Yeah, well, thank you, darling. Edmond's a big college town. That's it. I think that's where University of Oklahoma or Oklahoma, which is it? There's, I think tomorrow wear my Oklahoma top, right? Oklahoma. So very nice. You like that power that I hit it with? Just nailed it, man. Just came right out and nailed it. I dreamed a dream of days gone by when life was oh so gentle. I dreamed a dream of a bye. La da da dee da la da dee do. But the tigers come at night. I should have been a Broadway singer. It's supposed to be warm, maybe not bikini, but short shorts. There you go. All right, Kip. Sounds all good, honey. Um, Jesus, I'd love to do something to help them out. You know, I love those two so dearly. I mean, Kip is as OG to the core as they get, and yeah, hook 'em horns. I got my Texas shirt too. Yeah, I got that. I don't know why I put it in a rotation, but I just saw the shirt, so that will be in. It'll be in the rotation this week, Cheryl. Bum 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 do 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 boo do do do. Voice is smooth. I haven't totally quit, but I've just down to a very small single digits a day, which is great. And yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling good about that. Feeling very, very strong, very bright, vibrant. Hey, Susan. Hmm. Ah, need to hear you sing. Love, yeah, thumbs up or appreciate it, guys. If you enjoyed the chat tonight, can we get up to 100 thumbs? That would be awesome. Tonight, can we? Gypsy Rose Lee, good for you, yeah. I always like Broadway. I always like Broadway show tunes. I always did. Will Broadway ever be the same again? I don't know. What's concerning to me is the number of, they closed this Starbucks around here, right? I wonder. They've now closed Pete's Coffee, which sat right across the street from the Barnes and Noble, which housed the Starbucks. They're both gone now. I don't know. We've never and I'm not going to turn sour here. I'm just saying. I'm just going to state a few facts. At the height of the Great Recession, we were popping out, losing 250,000 was the peak of people filing for first-time claims for unemployment per week. We have still not gotten below 750,000 people, triple that number right now. Just saying, bad shit's coming. Thank you, EJ. I got those lights working good. Please go by and watch that video. And if you haven't thumbs up, please do so. It would be very appreciated. I love doing that work. Well, thank you, Joseph Kane. I think you do. And Joe, I'm really sorry. Joe got that horrific spider bite, and thank God he is recovering. And somebody, I don't know if it was Joe or not, sent me pictures of the Australia. Australia has a version of the Black Widow that's even more deadly, and it's even wilder looking than the version we have up here, Joe. So God bless. 104, 104. Wonder why they're located in Norman, too far from that. Okay. Yeah, thumbs up are appreciated. Thank you, Joey Do. Bad Moon Arising, that's it. So yeah, there's a Decklight video if you guys would just check that out. Thank you. And I think it turned out really good. I spent about 60 bucks to get it upgraded, but I put LEDs in, so theoretically I should never have to worry about it. Shouldn't burn any more plastic lenses, and it should be good. Yeah, the redback. Nikki, that looks scary as hell. There's so much bad shit in Australia. Wow. You know, every day is like, chew. I mean, I was really scared as shit about all the black widows that infested the rancho. I came back from Vegas, man. I never looked at this place. I mean, I knew I had black widows up in the workshop. See the little fat bastards hanging up there. You know, I didn't bother them. Then all of a sudden, terror's like, you know, they're everywhere here. We start to get a flashlight and shit, man. These are the biggest ones I've seen. These things are as big as tennis balls with legs on them. These things were enormous, okay? Big, fat, and juicy. Scared the hell out of me. What kind of bad shit do you think is coming? I don't know, KD. I don't want to turn sour on things, okay? I'm just saying. Um, you know, I just want people to be aware that you know, piece of candy only has so much flavor in it. A juice only has so much. Orange only has so much juice. A tree only grows so far to the sky. Okay, and you know, I'll just leave it at that. I'm seeing the rise of the one thing that's guaranteed through the history of the world to pop a bubble, and that's interest rates that are rising. Okay? They'll have people running for the hills. Lips kissable. Lips kissable. Yeah, Nikki says Australia has some mad crap. Even their birds are supersized and vicious, and really awful wounds from the brown recluse and all that. Yeah, you got to be careful, man. You got to be damn careful down there. But Joe isn't in the outback. I mean, Joe is in a beautiful suburb of a spectacular city, Perth. And I wore my blue Perth shirt yesterday. Had that on while I was traipsing around Perth. FY, you really had to go looking for redbacks. They hide in dark, out of the way places. Yeah, stay in the UK. Death, taxes, and trouble. We got just me here. Yeah, good to see you. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Very tough, wicked situation. Yeah, Rome is falling. Sometimes, you know, just a little bit of food for thought as we wax a little bit philosophical here this evening on the state of the world. And one of the advantages when you've been kicking around the world a while is you have what I call long perspective on things. In other words, there's very few things that you're going to see in your life that you haven't seen sometime in the past, just now done with maybe a slightly different variation on it. Okay? Why? Because human nature never changes. All right? That's the one constant through history is that human nature never changes. We're humans for a reason. And as a result of that, as history goes on, one generation learns a hard lesson. They try to verbally convey those lessons from that tough learning to the next generation. And maybe, yeah, okay, shut up. Okay, you had a bad break, right? So they just blow it off. So then their kids come along, and by that time they have no thread to what happened. They repeat the same shit over and over and over again. Lessons of human nature do not get passed down between generations. It doesn't work that way. People grow up, they're born, they get their lessons, they get their teaching, then they grow into adulthood and they make their own decisions, and it's yeah, we know. Yeah, you baby boomers screwed it up. Yeah. We're smarter than you are. And they never are. It doesn't work that way. So uh, I've, you got to figure how far we've come from 1933 at the very depths of the Great Depression. When Franklin D. Roosevelt on March 6th or March 3rd of 1933 stood on the portico of the Capitol building and delivered that "we have nothing to fear but fear itself" speech amidst machine guns placed strategically on rooftops because people feared for riots and civil unrest at that time. Why? Because banks were failing left and right by the hundreds, almost on a daily basis. At that point in time, ladies and gentlemen, the federal government did zero for people. State governments did virtually zero for people. We had what I call the yo-yo rule of economics. What's the yo-yo rule? You're on your own. That was it. Now, the government would have never thought about deficit spending, priming the pump, giving people stimulus checks. Okay, there was no unemployment insurance, there was no Social Security, there was no food stamps, there was no Medicare system, there was nothing. Because the federal government did not at that particular point in time see it as its responsibility to have anything to do with people on a local level of their lives. Fast forward 90 years later, and we have the federal government in every aspect of our lives, from Department of Education to EPA to DEA to everything under the sun. And there's no hesitancy now to borrow like crazy, to spend like crazy, to try to spend our way to prosperity. It doesn't work that way. Japan has been in a virtual recession for 41 years. And they've spent money like crazy, but it doesn't work that way. Okay? Now, that's all I'm going to say about that. There comes a point, what did they say, by 2025, our national debt will be 125% of our GDP? Yeah. And we've had interest rates that have been falling for 40 years. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That fall may be over. And can you imagine if you have to roll over federal debt at a 4%, 5%, 6%, let's just say a 6% interest rate every year, right? Under the rule, that's going to double every 12 years, right? Under the rule of 72s. The interest rate divided into 72 tells you how many years it takes for that debt to double. Gets pretty ugly, right? Yeah, 2 million minutes. That's all I'm going to say. In my opinion, the gravy train is coming to an end, and it's going to be painful. And I think it's very telling at this time, too, that we have mega earthquakes beginning, right? We have pestilence. Let's put two and two together. There's a possibility that we may be entering a new dark ages or a very challenging period in history between climate, economics, pestilence. It's a bad brew right now. Star Walker says we're doomed. I wouldn't go that far, Star Walker. that's what I'm saying. The irresponsibility, it ends because we're in a global market and there's competition for capital. And pretty soon, other people in the world get the viewpoint like, God, can't you guys get your house in order, man? Maybe we better put our money in the Bank of China system or buy some Chinese sovereign bonds or something. You guys are scared the shit out of me. Just saying. Y'all, thank you, Darlene. I appreciate that. Okay, Elmer. But I don't want to dwell on that because that's just speculation on my part. And we've got to live in the here and now. We don't have the luxury of sitting around a university setting just chewing our hands while we're listening to somebody, some learned professor bloviate about bullshit. Okay, we live in the real world. Hey, Susie, how you doing? Would I recommend that young people learn Chinese? Not necessarily, but I would recommend that everybody put a significant portion of their money into the Chinese yuan. That's what I would do. Think about 2000 was like 8.2 to the dollar. Now it's like 6.5 or something like that. There'll be a day when it's 1 for 1. All right. I mean, it's not too hard when you think about things. Is all you have to see is where's the money flowing in the world? Where's the free flow of capital going to, and where's the spending being done? It ain't being done here. All right, things change. Even the Chinese People's Bank of China, the chairman, who I have a lot of respect for, they're not stupid people over there. Okay, you might think they're people sucking eggs out in a rice field or something and don't know their ass from a hole in the ground wearing coolie hats. But the reality is these are super educated, pretty smart damn people running up there. And they're even talking about how worrisome it is, the debt pile that's running up around here and stuff. And you better believe they're going to start pulling back from purchasing. And we may be seeing that right now. So, yeah, learn how to use Chinese, enjoy Chinese, enjoy everything, you know, enjoy it. Everybody plays the fool sometime. Well, and we do have the Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times, right? May you live in interesting times. And you have to sure as hell say you might not like it now, but it's pretty damn interesting history just being written right now. It's a little more than interesting than, you know, Bill Clinton spurting on Monica Lewinsky's blue dress. You know what I'm saying? It's a little more earth-shaking and a little more consequential than that. What's going on now? Because we really don't know. Hey, Quinny, I'm sorry, honey. How you doing, Quinny? Good to see you, baby doll. Nice to see you. Sorry I missed you earlier. The pandemic. You know, because, and, you know, now we should kind of know we had that first wave to March and it peaked in May and woo, then we're over the side on the roller coaster in Texas. You don't need masks in Texas. Yeah, we don't need that bullshit. Then we go up that second fall wave. Woo, this is really shit. Right? California's almost a basket case, right? We're going up that way again. Now we're coming over the side again. If you think that we're just going to drop down, 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 and this thing's going to go off the map, forget about it. This is why I do get concerned. This is why I do get concerned when people start to throw off their masks and things as if it's something to rejoice. Do they have American takeout in China? There is. American restaurants are actually quite popular in the way of fast food. Of course, Starbucks is enormous in China. Okay, McDonald's is enormous, and people love KFC. They love McDonald's. Okay, they love that stuff. Okay, in Hong Kong, they have an area called Lan Kwai Fong, which is where all the expats hang out. The Americans, the Brits, the Aussies, the Kiwis all hang around in that area. It's called Lan Kwai Fong, and they have like you can go to at that time anyway. There was American like stores. There was a place called the American Store where you could go in and get Honey Nut Cheerios or Maxwell. You know, they had all kinds of American stuff there. But I tried to eat. I've always tried to eat as ethnically as I could possibly do so when I lived there. So, but there is a lot of there's not the concept of takeout, but most people don't have refrigerators in China. Okay, at least when I was there in Hong Kong. So everybody tends to buy things fresh every day at the wet market. That's why they have wet markets and things. Because the meat hangs on hooks, but the meat is sold by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's fresh and it's probably healthier than a lot of shit that we get here. Fresh vegetables and all that. So people, there's food everywhere, street vendors selling all kinds of stuff all the time, 24/7. Laissez-faire was how the government ran that's exactly right, Joey D. And the situation was so dire because it had been so mishandled. And one can make a strong case that in 1932, in June of 1932, July of 1932, the stock market bottomed after the collapse. Yeah, it lost 90% of its value from the peak of 29. But the market was already well on its way to recovery, signaling economic recovery 9 months before Franklin Roosevelt took the oath of office. Little known fact of history. But because Roosevelt's policies and intentions had kind of leaked out, that he was going to tinker with the dollar, he was going to tinker with gold, and potentially reset the price of gold and tinker with the gold standard, and follow John Maynard Keynes's advice to have a stimulative spending to try to encourage inflation. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people were encouraged to get their money the hell out of the bank. And that created that terrible run on the banks from 1931 to when Roosevelt signed that bank holiday on April 4th, 1933. Or March 4th, whatever, shut down the banks. Yeah, there was a lot of mishandling in there. Right? Right, but that did set the precedent, Joe. That did kick off the in the other direction. American Store also, yeah, and I enjoyed shopping there. It was expensive as hell. Texas, you can get some barbecue Mexican, not have to worry. Yeah, I heard that, Revlo. Yeah. People who need. I heard that split pants, just diapers isn't a problem like it is in mainland China. It's not. You know, a lot of babies have, you know, I don't think I saw a baby with full pants on, okay? I mean, they just wear pants that have the slit up the middle and you just go over to the curb and do your thing, right? That's it. That's it. You like that you're getting ready to dance the flamenco. Da, 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 do, 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 do. Ooh, nice to see you, boys. What do you have tonight? We'll have a little bit of you, Rosie. How about that? Oh, you boys do that all the time. I can't remember if my kids probably had those drawers too. I can't even remember. I don't know. Ah, what a night. What a night. Now they don't use diapers over you just I don't know. I don't think they use them now. They were using a lot. They were starting to use a lot more. You saw a lot of Pampers and Loves starting to come around at that time because the Chinese in not in China but in Hong Kong, because the Chinese in Hong Kong considered themselves a real cut above mainland Chinese, right? Because they have, you know, the culture of Britain, and so many of them learned to speak English in school that they really look down on mainland China as like Shangshadaran country people. Okay, course, that's all payback now because, you know, Hong Kong's being crushed, the independence and capitalism of Hong Kong, but it's kind of a payback thing. But I saw quite a few people starting to use diapers and things like that. So, no toilet paper in India. Yeah, let's hold that thought, right? Let's hold that thought. Well, there's no toilet paper in public facilities in China, I can tell you that. You only go one time and then you go to reach to your right or whatever and shit, literally. Shit, where's the fucking toilet paper? Jesus, this, right? From then on, you pack your little Kleenex, looks like a little personal size plastic. You take it in with you. Yeah, you carry it everywhere you go, man. One time, right? One time. That's one time. I don't know, Panic Buyer. There ain't nothing amazing about me, honey. I'm just here to have a good time and live out my golden years before I get over to the Shady Rest uh, retirement home, Shady Oaks, and that's when I think the content is going to be really spectacular on this channel. Okay, when I get into, because man, the camera's going to be rolling on me till I'm in the eternal flames of cremation. Okay, and I'll try to get special prearranged permission till we can watch the fire ride down the conveyor belt. Right, the real fun is going to begin the day we're in that retirement community. What's happening? I'm taking this son of a bitch right down to the end, man. I'm riding this train right down to the nuts. Okay? That's the way it's going to be. And they're going to say, when that's all said and done, they're going to say that was the greatest life ever lived publicly on YouTube right there. And yeah, they'll be trolling the retirement. I know that. All right. Pizza delivery, Rosie O'Kelly. Okay. Police, wellness check. I'm okay. uh, you know, Teresa, you got to understand about street foods. Teresa says all those YouTube channels showing street food in India, the equipment is filthy. The food isn't appealing to me because I just see nasty. Teresa, when I speak fluent Chinese, okay? But even that did not prepare me. Now, a lot of people think I was a CIA operative at that time, given the fact I was in there soon after the restrictions on foreigners were lifted after Tiananmen Square. And, people can theorize, Rosie's above average intelligence. She speaks Chinese. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're just there to work. Okay, right? Good cover plan. Good thing, right? But nothing prepared me for the cultural shock of hitting Asia. But I want to tell you, Teresa, I saw meat hanging on hooks, nothing refrigerated, okay, anywhere. I mean, it was a real scarcity to get a cold drink. Yeah, they had the equivalent of a 7-Eleven park and shop in some of these, a few 7-Elevens. With the cases, you could grab a cold drink. All right. People on the streets, selling and vending food, and women reaching into pots with their hands and taking it out. This stuff that looks some kind of joy juice rice thing and cutting it with scissors and stuff like that. When I got to Hong Kong in August of 2000 and August of 1991. Yeah. Hot, humid, stinky, smelly, shocking, crowded, smelly, crowded, noisy, 24 hours a day. It was a hell of a shock. Food hanging, meats. Look at these wet markets. God, this shit's disgusting, man. Street food and all that. Then I went to China. Already took, I lost about 15 pounds in like 3 weeks when I got to Asia. Because I didn't want to eat anything. I'm like, where's the milk? Oh shit, the milk's like $6 a quart. Shit. Yeah, guess what? There's not a lot of cows in. They can put up $100 million condominium complex. They're not going to graze a few fucking cows on the right for the milk, right? You know why? Because I was kind of scared to eat. Because the food didn't bear any relation to what I saw as American Chinese food. I lost so much weight there that I started to get scared, right? And one day I said, I'm either going to have to start eating or I'm going to die over here, right? And it was repulsive. And I'm going to tell you what, Teresa, I started to eat, okay? And in all of the time that I spent in Hong Kong and all the time I spent in China, Philippines, Taiwan, and other countries, not once, and I'm talking about the hinterlands of China, Xinjiang, way up in the northwest, where it's just blowing all the time with camels and Xi'an and Chongqing, Chengdu, Sichuan, Nanjing, Beijing, Tianjin, Liaoning, all these places, Shanghai that I went to. Not once, not once in all of the years that I spent there did I ever get sick on food. Not once did I ever have Montezuma's revenge. Not once did I ever want to throw up. And I had everything from camel to scorpions and yeah, soup heat. Too bad, I'm honest. I probably had dog and cat too. Okay? Did I seek it out? No, but it was probably occasionally on the menu or whatever. Not once did I ever get sick. Why? Because this is a country that has a tradition of feeding itself for over 5,000 years. They know how to make soy taste like meat. The monks, the Buddhists, the people like that. They know how to preserve food and handle food so that people don't get sick. You cannot judge a kitchen by looking at the pots and pans, and that's really a Western, that's an Occidental way of kind of looking at things. Will that ever give you any comfort? I don't know. But I think that it's quite telling that every time it was mealtime, once I got over the hump, I looked forward to I would eat anything that from jellyfish, anything that they would put. And a damn sight enjoyed it. Little orange, little octopi, all kinds of things. I was in heaven. Ravelo. I'll go with you. That may give you some comfort, Teresa. I don't know. But I learned not to judge strictly by the way that something looks because, there's such a tradition of, there's such a handed down from generation to generation for thousands of years. We measure Western civilization in maybe, from what, 800 AD maybe. They measure it from 5,000 years. Made out of poison. Yeah, they just use iron and very few pots and pans, and you make do with one steel wok, and that's about it. I couldn't have eaten one thing you named. I'll bet, Quinny, if I didn't tell you what you were eating and I got you to try some of it, you would quite enjoy it. I think that you would quite enjoy it. It's our mental, it's our idea of what food is so culturally so culturally rooted in that individual country. And it's, you have the Occidental and you have the Oriental. Oriental people think totally different. The language is totally different. Everything that they think is different than the way we do and do things. Hey, Red Road Runner. Squid is pretty damn good, Ronnie. I'll tell you, taco sushi is outstanding. You go into an Asian market, you see the packages, the little orange baby squids. Oh, they're so damn good. I love that. Slice up that squid with a little bit of, God, wasabi. Oh, a little soy. No, you don't see a lot of overweight people over there. How were your accommodations when you were overseas? Rough, 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 especially in the beginning. Especially in the beginning. But when I traveled on business, I worked for a very short period of time for AT&T over there. And then I went to work for the Royal Bank of Canada. And in each and every one of those cases, when they did ask you to travel, and I didn't have to travel too much for AT&T, but they would always make sure that you had a nice per diem and you had a nice hotel. And like when I worked at Royal Bank of Canada, if you had to go to London, they know it's a pain in the ass. You got to go on a 15-and-a-half-hour non-stop flight from London, from Hong Kong to London. So they would always have the American Express car come and pick you up at work, and they would take you to the airport. It was kind of nice. Then you would have, you know, airport pickup on the other end of where you were going, and they would always put you up someplace like, you know, the Mandarin Oriental. It was always nice places that they, you know, they always knew it was kind of a drag to be overseas, so they always tried to take care of you. So, fugu, right, Star Walker? Fugu, you got to have a special license. Octopus sashimi is just delicious. And Joey D, if I don't know if you're still here, weigh in on it. Joey D was married to a Asian gal for a lot of years, and probably really opened his eyes to the cuisine over there. So lamb fries are great. There's just there's so many good things, right? Weirdo likes the stories of dating rejections. Let's crack another one of these bad boys, all right? Put the blame on me, boys. Put the blame on me. La, da, da, do, 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 do. Ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba, ba, boo. Put the blame on me, boys. All right. It's been a fun chat tonight. When's the last time you came down to Baltimore? I guess 2019. August of 2019. And I took everybody all around, live streaming and all kinds of cool content. Did a lot of shit. Joey D said, Rosie, back in the early 60s in northern Japan was like that. But Joe, did you enjoy, I know damn well your wife was an excellent cook. I'm very blessed to have Joe's China here. A full China set that he gave me. Unbelievably beautiful set here. So we both very much appreciated the Oriental culture. The octopus was in spaghetti in Mexico in about 1969. Yeah. I remember all the lives from Baltimore. I've been doing lives for a lot of years. I was doing, you know, recorded content in 2013. I went to Edgar Allan Poe's, no, at that time I went to John Wilkes Booth, the assassin of Abraham Lincoln. And at that time, the Maryland Penitentiary was still there. That was a hell of a spooky place, you know, looked like a damn castle. Weird. So, I went down to Little Italy, showed everybody Nancy Pelosi's, where her family, her big mouth family. Man, I couldn't stand them on that street. Ugh. When I lived there in a boarding house down on Caroline Street, you could hear their big mouths from a block over. And they were having some kind of social gathering at St. Leo's in Baltimore and Little Italy, and I just sat on. There's a lot of people in the basement. I went down and got myself something to drink and a cookie. I mean, everybody's very welcoming. To me, is partake, be friendly, and enjoy, right? So, yeah, didn't a woman stream snipe you? What are you gonna cut? Yeah, yeah, and I had some dust ups. You know, I, I went to Lexington Market. I thought that would be cool. That's the oldest indoor market in America there. But the neighborhood is so shitty now that everybody's pitching a bitch when I'm walking through with, I'm a tourist, right, coming through, and some girls getting up in my grill and shit, and then I go back to my car. I got a fucking ticket on my parking ticket. And leaving showing you guys Edgar Allan Poe's grave. It's like, really, just reminded me all the crap I can't stand about this place. Very big mouths. Yeah, the market encounter. Cheryl, do you remember that? It didn't go well. And yeah, and then I was gonna, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking to myself, okay, hey guys, when I go to Baltimore, I'm gonna go down to the old neighborhood, all right, and shoot Pennsylvania Avenue down. I'll do some chooching around Monroe Street, right? Let's get her done, man. Russell Street, all over in that area. Man, I rode through there in the car. That made Oakland look like damn Beverly Hills. Ain't no way I'm getting out of my car and walking around. The fucking buildings are falling down. 800 people sitting out on their stoops. Yeah, okay. All right, how y'all doing tonight? It only takes one to light the fuse. And then, brother, you're in the deep shit there. No way. That was crazy. And I nixed that. I said, guys, I'll drive through, but there ain't no way I'm walking through. Because that's got sections of the worst of the worst of the worst in America. Terrible sections of Philadelphia, terrible sections of Camden, terrible sections of Detroit. I said, I can't do this. I just said, I can't do it, man. And nobody busted my balls. They're not like, well, Rosie, we're effing disappointed, girl. We were kind of looking forward to seeing you get mauled and pulled into some vacant building and go shooting out the third floor. It would have been some epic streaming. You wouldn't be alive, but shit, think of what the people are going to be talking about on YouTube. You'll be the biggest thing on YouTube for at least 2 days. Right? What a way to go, right? Sometimes you got to know when to say when, right? Know when to say when. They were welcoming me back home. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. There's some really beautiful areas, and I drove around them. Guilford, Homeland, Roland Park. Beautiful, big-ass homes. Big money. The suburbs are great out in the county and things, but wow. Detroit missed you, but don't worry. AIM is getting better. You know what, Star Walker? I love Detroit. I love creeping around. I judge the neighborhoods in Baltimore worse than Detroit, by the way. But I I enjoyed going up Livernois Avenue and riding around. But there was so much cool stuff in Detroit too. I always wanted, I'm always a big person about industry. I love industry and factories and love that. And one of my dreams in life, growing up, I'd read about the Ford Motor Company, and I'd always idolized Henry Ford and the big manufacturers, the big industrialists, and I'd always read about the building of the Rouge plant in Detroit. And I wondered one day if I'd ever be able to get up there or to be on the bridge where the most famous labor violence in the history of America took place on the Miller Crossing Bridge there going into that factory. And that was so cool to be able to go up there and to be able to see that enormous Rouge complex up there. There's so much cool stuff in Detroit, Greektown, and other stuff. It was amazing. Yeah, Sonia, there's a lot of good stuff. Sonia, there's a lot of good stuff about Baltimore. Federal Hill is beautiful. You've got Canton. You've got, I mean, there's a lot of great areas, but you got some areas you're gonna die in. Cherry Hill, Walbrook, Pimlico. South Monroe Street, Pennsylvania Avenue. You're gonna die down there. You are literally gonna get killed. All right. Not many cities I go to in America that, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Is that Jesse Scott in here? Hey, what's going on, Jesse Scott? How you doing? How you doing? My mom lived in Detroit, but she preferred well, California is beautiful. I mean, look, I'm just going to say, San Francisco is the most beautiful city in America, period. Visually stunning. The hills, the cable cars, the views, the Golden Gate, the Alcatraz, the Bay Bridge, the Victorians, the North Beach, the Chinatown. I mean, it's the perfect city for tourism. But, it got ridiculously expensive and stuff like that. But it doesn't, I mean, it's got a bad area, the Tenderloin, which is terrible, it's scary. But otherwise, it doesn't lend itself to real great chooching like Oakland does. So, hey, Mike. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, there's a lot I enjoyed about Detroit. The hardest thing for me to get used to in Detroit was the road system. Right? You don't come up to intersections and then make a left-hand turn. They have these turn-ins, and then you have double turns to either go straight or make a U-turn. It was weird to me. And I couldn't understand the concept of the 12-mile road, 13-mile, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-mile road. Then it finally hit me, that's the distance to downtown Detroit. But, you figured it out, and I came to appreciate it. It was hot as hell in Detroit, but I had a spectacular time. Detroit. I got to meet Yeah Man, and he really rolled out the carpet. Yeah, I'm doing good, Jesse Scott. We're just bullshitting a little bit tonight. Quinny says I'd like to go to Montana and get on a real cattle drive. That would be probably interesting. Quinny, I would think after maybe a day or two, you might be really tired of that drive, especially if you're on horseback. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Telegraph, Woodward, it's contradictory that the Tenderloin is designated as transgender, but trans can't even walk. I walk down the streets, Joni. They're not going to bother you, Joni. The real trans area, LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ area, is really the Castro district over there, which is neat as a pin, respectful. Everybody treats you very nicely. You're not going to have any problem in the hate Asbury. Very few problems you're going to have very few areas of San Francisco you're going to have a problem with. But yeah, down on the Tenderloin, you're going to have a big ass problem. The number one most dangerous chooch I was ever on was right there. That was it. Well, we know, EJ, about, I'm very saddened about Henry Ford's connection with anti-Semitism. That was a really sad chapter, you know. Just like Charles Lindbergh, there are certain people that went off the rails politically because of the way that they viewed the world and some of the propaganda. It was almost like fake news that they chose to absorb at that time. And then he put out his own weekly publication that was filled with those stories and things. And then finally, one day, he had to come out and apologize and say he had made a tremendous mistake. And then, you apologize, you recognize your mistake, and you move on in life. Okay, very, very sad chapter in the life of Henry Ford. Definitely. Anyone can get cut down. I mean, it's like I can't even describe it. The people are so violent in the Tenderloin. I walked down um, Skid Row. Yeah, I had somebody smash a bottle over my head on the wall, but that was more of a warning thing. But basically, not a lot of people, it might have been misgendered once or something like that. But I set it to some music and shit, but not anybody really messed with you. And I walked about 3 blocks, and I didn't want it to be like a 20-minute video, so I picked the best block and put it up there. But I'll tell you, walking through the Tenderloin, and we got the live stream, I was friggin' scared out of my mind because of how damn aggressive the people were. Like they own the damn place. And the city backs them up 100%, right? Yeah, the Warren Road and Ann Arbor Trail. Yeah, so I enjoyed it all. Livernois Avenue, I enjoyed poking around there. So it's just the way it is. Joni, I'm going to be honest with you, Joni. You know more about it than I do. I'm probably the weakest trans person on YouTube. I'm a shitty advocate for trans. I'm not. I'm not politically active in that. So I never even knew it was a trans designated area. Do I think a trans person could walk through there pretty peacefully? Yeah, as long as they're not carrying a camera or a phone and doing a live stream. Let's face it, I'm getting to the point now where I'm having people bat the camera out of my hand. Okay? I mean, I don't know what the life expectancy of my phone is going to be soon. What's up, Mayhem? What's up? I wouldn't get tired of the horses, but I think I rode and trained. Oh, then you'd be fine, Quinny. There you go. I thought you were a city slicker or something, and I thought, whoa. When you walk down Skid Row, some people were so friendly to it. Others were scared. You're just going to see all kinds of people. Some people smile. Some people know that you're just recording something for something, and that's. I'm always careful not to shame, and I don't try to bring the camera to bear on people. I try to bring the feel of it. I don't exploit homeless people for content. I exploit the area for content, and whether there are people there or not is sort of insignificant to the whole history of the whole deal there. So, but Joni, I understand what you're saying, and I'm glad that you're really aware of those kind of things. That's good. That's good. I'm going to sign off for the night. Thank you, EJ. Thank you, my sweet. Thank you very much. Kind of an all around. I like that, Quinny. I like that. Quinny can ride hard in the saddle, man. I like that. Nobody likes the cameras. Okay? Let's be real. I have to face the fact that I might have to upscale. I'm going to probably have to convert to behind the wheel streams. I'm not at my advanced age when people are starting to get really physical. I mean, I look good, I play young, I feel very good, but I'm just saying, we're at the age, and the times where people are feeling very emboldened now that there won't be any repercussions if they smash somebody's camera or smash their face in. That's the time that you got to really seriously think about, yeah, what the hell you're doing. All right. So let's let that flow a little bit. Let's let that release into the air and see how that smells for a little bit on that. So saw this beautiful metal sign. It said, "Welcome to the ranch. It didn't cost the half your ship. I would have got it. It was 6x6. Oh, Sally, don't send it to me, honey. I've already got one back there. That was very sweet of you, sweetie doll. No problem. Yeah, I want to put a big welcome gate over the big double gates there. So I don't know. Let's see. It was a sign like that. Welcome back, double shot. So that's what I'm saying. I'm very sensitive to social change, and I can sense that the pulse of the streets is pretty friggin' ugly. And my big fear is if we have this nuclear boom down that I'm expecting here, and if we have some big ass collapse, the streets are going to be untenable out there. All right? I mean, there's just going to be cities that are just going to devolve into shitholes, okay? It's going to be like Fort Apache, the Bronx, the Bronx meets Mad Max. Not immediately, but if we turn into a dog eat dog world, you know, forget about it. Thank you, Ashley. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, guys, I would ask you to kindly do so. We've had an epic good stream tonight. We're having a great time here. And feeling pretty good. Ammo shortage, not for this gal. 2,500 rounds. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to be two. Boom, boom. That's right, double shot. And I've got to adjust accordingly. Hey, I can bring a lot of great content without risking life and limb. You know? I mean, there's a lot of stories to be told in a lot of places, that small towns, small cities, with a hell of a lot of interesting stories to be told that I don't always have to be risking life and limb in some inner city shithole to bring the content, you know? Boo, 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 boo. I don't like this stuff, Josh. I don't like it. All right, take care, Quinny. Always an honor to see you. Opening the state fully. I heard that, Chef, but please be careful. Please be careful. You know, I don't see that as an invitation to just go hog wild on you know. I have a feeling this pandemic still has a long way to run, so I think we're going to be chasing our tails with these vaccines and all that stuff. So I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, you know, I don't know what it bodes, Chef. D, I've been MIA. They made me go back to work. All right, D. I've been working too, honey. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, sweetie. I've been working too. Oh, well, thank you, Quinny. I love you too, honey. You'll never see me ever say one negative word about you, honey. Rosie don't operate that way. I mean, you haven't heard me bitch and moan about losing monetization due to another YouTube F up. I'm happy as a clam, man. Oh, well, thank you, Josh. You're so sweet. I'm getting better with age, like a fine wine. Oh, shit. Yeah, we love our Quinny here. Quinny, Quinny, Quinny. Oh, I had about 6 or so. My doc says I'm good for... Okay, well, okay, Chef. That's cool. Just be careful. There's some variants running around. On all those, it'll give you some protection, but Man, I was more bold at the beginning of the pandemic than it now. I'm feeling more worried now than I was at any point in this pandemic. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Because I'm keeping an eye on the southern hemisphere. Because the average person up here is not even thinking about the rest of the world. I thought that was what was Al. I thought that was the channel of constant complaining. What channel is that? I just heard earlier. Even if your vaccine can still carry the infect, yeah. I can skin a buck and run a trot line. Country girl can survive. There you go, Diva. That's our draft horse, Diva, man. She gets it done. Good night, Sharon. Thanks for being here. UK, the Brazilian variant. Yeah, good beer, a bonfire, and some good music. Yeah, I agree. No, I don't think this has ever been a channel of complaining here. I think this is the channel that doesn't do drama and still packs a good number of people in a chat. Yeah, I think probably so, Chef. Hey, good night, Brian. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not just that, Chef. I take more of a global view, and I just think that the number of unvaccinated people is going to be significantly greater percentage than the vaccinated people in the world, probably for the next 15 to 16 months, I would say. In that 15 to 16-month period, the people that aren't vaccinated, and perhaps some that are, will continue to be breeding and reproductive grounds for continuing variants of the virus that's out there. And it's illogical to think that every one of these mutations, which most tend to be, are less dangerous than the prior, that there will not be one or two that come along in that period of time that are much more aggressive and much more dangerous and may fall outside the scope of the current vaccinations. That's my thinking at this point in time. The longer it goes on, the more we have time for that crapshoot of a lottery of genetics to kick out a real barn burner. So that's my only thing. uh, I don't know, Glenda. I've seen you on. I thought I've seen you on the guy in the van. I thought I've seen you on this channel many times. I don't know. Track down the person. Richard Man says it's the end of times. There's probably something to that. Are you going to San Francisco? No, honey, I'm coming to your bed. Are you going to Dee's boudoir? Whatever vaccines were advised, we still carry. I went to Florida for a day last, and that taste of freedom is unreal to experience. I can imagine that. I can believe that, Chef. I can definitely relate to that. And I'm glad for that. I really am. I'm legit really glad for that. Uh, yeah, Cheryl's happy. At night she doesn't have to whack anybody. It's good. uh, it's strange for me. I mean, Chef says it's something with the experience of my father's passing, and there's probably something of that too. But I'm a big numbers person, Chef. In other words, I'm a big picture person. I'm a real macro kind of person. In other words, I'm not so concerned with what happens in my town, my state, my country. I try to take a more global view of the forces moving things around the globe. That's the kind of things that I concentrate on. So, well, weirdo, you're fine. I never saw him before. Maybe there's another. Yeah, maybe so. Um, You know, I like CJ. He's always been friendly to me, but CJ does a lot of he likes to cover drama and things. And you know, I know he wants me to be on the show again, so we'll see. I might be on next week. I'm not sure, so we'll see. Shouldn't each state and country try to be on the same decision? Not at the well, you can't do it, Patricia. The problem is we can't vaccinate the whole world on one time schedule. It's probably going to be, like I said, 15 months. In my opinion, a year to a year and a half until everybody's vaccinated. Okay. In the meantime, the virus rolls on. So maybe it'll disappear. It disappeared in 1919. It just disappeared. Who in the hell knows? Maybe it'll just go away. Wouldn't that be a joy? We'll see. We will see. Variants scare me. I'm a high risk for health, and I'm waiting on my. Well, double shot. You'll get that. You'll be fine, and that'll give you a good measure of protection. Okay, but I'm still wearing a mask everywhere I go. I'm still wearing a mask where I go. I mean, the governor undoing the restrictions. It's a Texas thing. No offense to Chef and the people in Texas, but your governor led you into disaster in the spring. Texas had a horrifically high number of cases due to that sort of cowboy that we don't need to wear a mask and, you know, that freedom. And Texas paid a big, heavy price for that through the spring and summer. Do 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 do. Ooh, 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 ooh. No, I don't think so, Cheryl. We just put it on the radar for a little bit. Put it on the radar screen. Yeah, a lot of people will stick with Amazon. You know, I think it's going to be very hard for Main Street to bounce back. I think it's going to be very people have had a year now to re-alter how they do things. And it does not bode well for the restaurant trade. It does not bode well for a lot of things. So, you know, shopping, department stores, I don't think it bodes really well. Numbers were super high in Texas, and then, yeah, fell way off recently. Yes, exactly. How you doing tonight? What are we drinking? AC, I got to use up this Truly. I really hate this crap, but I bought it. And I'm drinking the mango right now. Couple of these babies. Yeah, Texas was decimated in that early wave. So I mean, I don't know. You know, you got three doors. Do you pick door number one, door number two, or door number three? Door number one is the virus just disappears, but in the case of the Spanish flu pandemic, it really took 3 years. We're 1 year into this. That's door A. It just disappears. Door B is we don't get any more variants, and because of inoculation and mask wearing, that the numbers continue to trend down, and we don't get another wave. Door C is you've got some type of global pandemic that could be with us for decades. Okay? You know, because of climate change and a delicate balance of nature and other things has been tipped, we may not even realize what forces are being unleashed right now. We don't even know. Okay? It could be a Malthusian, as as Jacob Marley in the great book, A Christmas Carol, was reputed to have said around the office, it's always good to reduce the surplus population. These dickheads, I told you, these people love to do 90 miles an hour. They set off all the car alarms all night long. Hey Tara, how you doing, babe? Not much of a vinyl collection, a very small one. I've never been a record one. I'm going to start with a, yeah, I hear you, Chef. There's always the Rancho, Chef. Let's set up Rosie's kissing booth. Vanilla Rain, you're making me horny. You choose your own. Don't rely on the government to tell you what you know what's the right to do. Listen to this shit. This is all night long. Shit, I'm so tired of urban living sometimes. That thing could go for hours. Nice to see you, Teraboo. Well, what I'm saying, Cheryl, is you can pick your range from end of the world, which is door C, the like the Dark Ages, right? The 800 A.D. People people are dropping like flies, and you cut the population down to such a point that all of a sudden serfs and peasants became very valuable, and they could tell you to go fuck yourself and get hired for good wages. I mean, a lot of things changed at that time due to the Dark Ages and all that stuff. But a hell of a shitload of people died. Why, why would we think in the course of history that we would be lucky enough to escape some global annihilation as this periodically happened in the history of the world? Maybe, maybe not. It might be nature's way of kicking ass back now and saying we can't sustain the number of 7 billion people on planet Earth. It's just too much shit's gone too much haywire right now. So, what's up, JK? Yeah, the thumbs up are appreciated, guys. Thumbs up are. Did you see the new app that's artificial intelligence that brings photo? I have not, D. I've not seen that, honey. I've had too much shit brought to life lately. I don't need any more shit brought to life, right? Right. What I need is a hot chick laying in my bed. That's what I need tonight. That's what I need. Rock on another. Please download the damn Dutch. Yeah. Let's. Shit. That's a good point. Let's do that. Cheryl's always on top of the game here. Let's see. Ah, shit. Yeah, then we can load in that friggin' gift cards, right? Let's go to our apps here. Jesus, I got so many apps now. They're all just crap, though. They're just shit. Let's see. Where in the hell is the Google Play? There it is. Let's see. Dutch Bros. Dutch Brothers Coffee app. Here we go. Let's install that mofo. What's going on, JK? It's my heritage, kind of creepy. Okay. Do it now while we're home. All right, we got that done. Dutch Brothers, the app. You made it to welcome this. Skip this. Let's create an account. Let's see. Let's see. I got to be their best customer, aren't I? Aren't I, Cheryl? Let's see. Thanks to my wonderful people here. Let's see. See, I hate that when they ask your birthday and you just keep scrolling on the wheel back and back. It's scary, man. You're going back, so you're like clicking history off backwards. It's like scary as shit, Like, really? You get a free drink on your birthday. And okay. Boy, they make you go through a lot of shit. Send me text messages? No. Please send me emails with news and offers. Create account. Almost there. Let's verify. Let's verify the email that's coming in. Hold on to your drawers. Next step complete. Complete. Click here to verify. All right, you're all verified. All right, good deal. We're in. You blame Bergs for most of this. I know you only spend $280. I don't know. Yeah, JK, don't forget I still got this thing for you here. Set my fave shop. Set your thing. Get exclusive deal. Set my shop location. Allow. While using the app. That's the one. Scan. Enable quick pass. You're in. We've added 125 and a free drink. All right. That's all right. We're going to get a free medium drink, Cheryl. Woo! It's all right. We're in. Post a video of our corgi later. All right. I have to pay more than last, so get your staff back. Yeah. It's always good to see JK NoCal. Let's see, what else, what other fan mail from a flounder came in here? Yep, make sure to check out that upgraded deck lighting video, please, guys. At least pop by and give that a thumbs up. That's appreciated very much. Load the gift card. Now later, load the gift card onto the app. Maybe I should get my free drink first before I load it up. Hey, Darlene, how are ya? Watch me screw this sumbitch up, you know? Dutch Brothers. Let's see. I don't know. I don't even know how you load the thing up. Account history, points, welcome sticker. That thing's open till 11 p.m., right? I don't know how in the hell to hold this, how the hell this thing gets uploaded, Cheryl. I don't know. These people tell you shit on these apps and then you can't do it. Gift card. Let's see. Wait a minute. ARD gift card. No results found. I don't know. They tell you, oh, you just load this thing in. Really? A bunch of bullshit. Dutch Pass. My money. Oh, wait a minute. Here's something. Set up auto tipping. Yeah. Okay. Feeling pretty frisky. What is it, Dutch Bro? I'm trying to get this gift card loaded in and all that stuff. Let's see, add money. Let me see if I can get my card. Maybe I can just add the money. But Cheryl, I don't know if I can swipe that thing while I'm live, you know? That's the problem. I guess I could take it out in the app a minute, but I think I'll start with the free drink. You know, go with the free drink and ask cute face. Yeah, ask cute fingernail guy too about About loading the card, exactly. Yeah, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. But you can load your money on there, so I think you can set up auto tipping and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we just put a yeah. I've been tipping too heavily on that, so we'll put a 75 cent tip on that, right? We got auto tipping on. All right, we're totally winning here. Oh well, thank you, Glenda. Yeah, I love Jordan the Lion. Looked up crazy. We have the problem down here, Glenda, is we have a lot of people. Okay, no problems, JK. Whenever it's convenient for you, brother. The problem here, Glenda, is we have a lot of crazy ass people in vans in this community. I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah, Jordan is a point of excellence. Yeah. A point of excellence. Oh, Cheryl, I think this is the longest home stream I've had for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and time is it? About 10:30. I don't even know how long I've been live, guys, but I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I think I've got one more day to get a good sleep tomorrow before the boss is ride my ass to oblivion on that flooring job. When somebody bought you a drink at the bar, um, I don't know. I've had a lot of guys come up and start bullshitting with me at bars, but I usually already have a drink in my hand, something like that. But I gotta hit on some girls or something. Anyway, guys, I am going to finish the chat tonight. It's been one of the most fun chats I've had, and I've had a lot of great chats lately. So a lot of faces I haven't seen in a while in here. I want to thank my wonderful moderators for their spectacular work as per usual, which seems to be mostly Cheryl in here tonight. I'm very blessed to have Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl, so much. And Betty Page. And for everybody else, thank you so much for being in. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do so on the way out. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, the beautiful Scottish Sarah bought me my last drink. And how about when I forgot about that, Cheryl? Boy, did I have hell to pay for that one. Love you guys. Joey D, continued great recovery for you. Joe Kane, bitten by that terrible spider.